Hello, everyone. Hi. So today we're a little bit late. Sorry for that, but we have to start with what I have prepared. So the title is Triple Engine Mastery Ignite. Your IQ, EQ, and AI for unstoppable, sustainable leadership. So we'll start with this idea of triple engine mastery. It's all about my idea of how we can build up our future, how can we improve ourselves, how can we build up our careers, improve our relationships, our families. It's a holistic approach where we have to develop our IQ skills, our EQ, and add speed and depth using AI for both. So, this is a recognition of the importance of AI nowadays, and it's very important um, to to speak about AI in these terms. So, we'll work on igniting our IQ. So this is your turn. This is my advice today: is to work on your IQ all the time, to have to prepare your plan, your strategy on a weekly basis, on a daily basis. And here we'll have a plan together. So we'll see this plan. IQ, EQ, and I for unstoppable, sustainable leadership in life, in work, we'll need to integrate sustainability. And it's not only climate, it's not only about climate change, it's not only about what we can do for the environment as plastic or paper or a clean environment. It's the environment, including the human, including diversity, including parts of integrating elements together, so interdisciplinary approaches and comparing local versus global. So these are the ideas altogether. This is our triple engine mastery. So we need to upskill ourselves in IQ, our intelligence in um, the skills we use for work, and EQ, emotional intelligence, and how we can reshape our leadership uh, in a way that considers the emotions of others and manages emotions properly to keep the sanity, the well being, and to keep the groups and the teams working together in a better way. So imagine a world where every leader thinks like a systems designer. This is IQ, systems designer, data, the intelligence that we develop by critical thinking uh, and strategic thinking. So, and imagine in this world where the leader thinks like a systems designer, but feels like a community builder and leverages AI as their secret weapon. The secret weapon that amplifies depth and speed of both IQ and EQ. This is the idea behind my holistic approach, or triple engine, sorry. AI is the secret weapon. So, how can we drive these elements together into real world sustainability? Okay, so welcome to Mind Machine Mastery. This is where we're going to lead next 20 minutes, maybe. You're going to discover how to create your own creative space, how to introduce modular content streams, dynamic formats, and powerful collaborations, and immerse events that keeps you growing, energized, and impactful. Why IQ matters for sustainability? Why are we linking IQ, EQ, AI? We said because we want a holistic power triple engine, and all this integrating sustainability strategically in our life and career. So, systems thinking is the art of seeing the big picture, understanding how every part of a campus ecosystem, from energy use to waste stream, interconnects and influences the whole. So, this is where data literacy gives you the power to read, interpret, and act on that information, turning raw numbers into clear insights. What do I mean by this? I mean that strategic foresight equips you to look ahead, anticipate the changes, get ready for them, design bold and how to say bold and future-proof solutions. Means you're ready, you get ready because you have studied the elements so far and you know what's coming. You anticipate changes. Okay, so here we have our modeling a circular economy pilot on campus. So we map, for example, resource flows, everything from cafeteria food waste to lab plastic, then use data to pinpoint leaks and loop materials back into new uses, cutting carbon and costs. We apply foresight to scale our wins year after year. So this is generally the idea and the plan in strategic thinking, but we can use these plans also at home. We can use them in our classrooms where we conduct research with the students, sending our students to the library or to another space. Even outside campus to gather information and data or conduct research from online resources, using AI resources, and then coming back to the classroom, analyze this data, and come up with solutions after they are exposed to the lesson itself. That's system thinking, data literacy, and strategic foresight in action. Okay, so if you're ready to master the triple engine for sustainable leadership, then let's go. I'd like you to subscribe to my channel and follow this big family and make it thrive. So we'll thrive together. Um, so when we think in systems thinking master classes, for example, or mastery in general, we think of um, for example, deconstructing global and local supply chains, or everything from raw material sourcing to end of life reuse. You learn to spot, for example, here feedback loops, leverage points, or leverage points, and design closed loop systems that cut waste and drive impact. So far, so good, I hope. So, green finance case studies. Next, here we'll have to dive in finance case studies. If we consider, for example, analyzing real ESG bonds and sustainable investment tools, see how impact investors are underwriting renewable energy, sustainable agriculture, and circular economy projects, arming you with the financial acumen to fuel green ventures. So, this is just one of the examples. Okay, so now if we have to think about forecasting or impact forecasting tools, AI assisted workbooks that let you model carbon reduction pathways, quantify emissions avoided, and predict long term sustainability outcomes. So, this is how we use data driven or also AI forecasts to build compelling business cases and policy proposals. That legislators and CEOs can't ignore. Put them in front of your CEOs on their tables and see that there will be an impact, there will be a change, a consideration. Okay. Now, if we go to next point is EQ, so emotional intelligence. So why emotional intelligence anchors impact? What do we mean by anchors impact? I'd love to see some answers here from our listeners. Okay. Oh, here we have. Thank you very much for that. So if we continue, okay, if we continue this element, sorry, I had to move a little bit towards the back. And if we continue towards this, build this element of EQ in anchoring impact. So, for example, if we think about empathy in action, so as a leader, we start to include empathy as foundation of inclusive behavior in work or even at home in relationships. So what's empathy? By truly understanding the hopes, the fears, the needs of those who are with us, who are collaborating, working with us, or living with us, we build trust and co-create lasting solutions. Okay. Another element very important in high EQ levels in leadership is embracing vulnerability. Then the strength, vulnerability is the strength or the courage to say, I don't know, and to invite others' expertise. That openness sparks innovation and deepens collaboration. So I remember, for example, in the past, that in early 2023, my partnership academic team had just wrapped a major project ahead of a tight deadline. So at a certain point, they felt very busy creating content in a very short notice. And before the start of lessons, uh, while the outcomes were successful, the process left them drained, disengaged, and very quiet. I noticed a dip in their morale, fewer ideas in meetings, tired faces, less participation, less involvement. At that point, I had to intervene and ask what's going on before pushing forward with the next initiative as planned. So I had to stop and say to my team, before we move on, I need to thank you. And I understand very, very well that you've been pushed forward and worked hard. I noticed how much you've all have given. Um, and I also know I asked a lot. I wanted results in a very short time and a strict deadline. We had to deal with highly paced time at work. So what we have to do now is leave enough room for you for rest and feedback. I need to apologize for the last minute and the hectic time we've been through all together. We've been successful, so thank you and apologies. And we have to work on our team again. So at that point, they started speaking about the hardships they've been facing, and some of them burst into tears. Um, Actually, she was one of the coordinators, and They suffered lack of sleep at night because of the stress, and they were working hard. They had to sacrifice time from their families to meet the deadline. So what we did, we co-designed a recovery week. No meetings, flexible hours, working from home for some days, and a virtual reflection cafe. So what we did is meeting with a coffee on Teams, um, to just update each other, but there no formal meetings. So trust deepened after these confessions and exchange of ideas, and feeling the empathy that came from my side, and also giving them some time to renew their powers and energize. So that had an improvement in the feedback, and also the following week we had really better outcomes and better interactions. So this is an example, and I wanted to share it with you because it's very important. And I'm speaking about them, but also thinking, remembering the faces of my colleagues and my team, and how they were really, they showed their vulnerability, and also I showed my side of vulnerability. I needed them last minute. We have to finish the work. We had to work together, and I had to apologize for that. Now, a third element in emotional intelligence is inclusive decision making. In this one, also, I have another example. So, if you create a round table with colleagues or policymakers, or your team, your family, also, everyone is affected by your decisions. So, try to involve um, your team into decision making. They need to be heard. After all, these decisions impact their lives. I remember also in this case, the example I prepared is in one of our change community workshops with the UK Advanced HA, in which I participated circa 2 years. Um, so there are two workshops, one for leaders only and one for teams and leaders. And the one where we meet as leaders from all sector and discuss our change strategies and challenges and feelings, emotions, everything, we share the maximum. And one of my colleagues from a private university in London asked for help because he faced true challenge with his team to implement his strategic decisions that sometimes come from the partners, or simply from a regulator. And that day we had to think together and give suggestions. So mine was simply emotional intelligence strategy, to use this strategy of including his team in the decision making process. And his feedback was, he admitted that he never tried it before, and he will walk away that day, would have walked away with a new strategy to try. And after the following meeting, he admitted that helped a lot. It improved their relationship. They felt closer. They felt for the first time giving their ideas and sharing. So decision making is inclusive, isn't uh, top down, it's bottom up in this case. Even though driving towards a big decision coming from the outside, but still how to face it, how to implement it, included members of staff. Now, I'd like sometimes to include ideas from the ones we use in our workplace to life and family. And I think the good example here, if we have the same table and surround our family members or partner and ask their opinion, listen to them attentively, believing in what they are going to share with us is coming from their heart because they are involved in everything, as if they are all your CEOs. That amount of respect will be met with kindness and happiness. So you'll guide them at a certain point towards your opinion, showing that the context leads to leads you to think in that way and decide in that way. So sometimes they will surprise you with better solutions. So keep open, keep flexible. After all, it's their life too, that's linked to yours. Now, if you want to elevate your EQ, so these elements of empathy, inclusive decision making, and the other element, um, so inclusive decision making, and embracing vulnerability in leadership, in life. So we can introduce some elements of AI also here, because AI accelerates also change in everything. So welcome to a new era where artificial intelligence is no longer the tool for data crunching in backend system. It is evolving into strategic multiplier and amplifier of insights, accelerator of impact, and yes, a personalized coach in your pocket. So you can, I've seen a program on AI as coach for a whole year, made a huge difference in the life of the speaker in that program. So dynamic AI content streams. I'm designing to empower educators, leaders, and sustainable innovators in this case. Now, AI plus ethics, the sustainability dilemma. So, how can we implement EQ, emotional intelligence, into the context of sustainable decision making and strategy in life and career? Okay, so that's going to explore, for example, bias in training data and algorithms and transparency in model logic. Um, so governance frameworks that hold AI accountable, especially in sustainability focused sectors. Because if AI is to serve humanity, it must be governed with integrity. So AI for impact measurement, we need all the time to consider this element of sustainability, which is lifelong learning, encouraging lifelong learning. So at our age, maybe when we're adults and busy, even in our late 20s and early 30s, we can continue to brush up our knowledge and skills by micro learning. So I call it personally micro learning in motion. This is for the hands-on change makers. Makers are the people who adapt most, are flexible, and are highly creative. Um, so micro learning series where you'll learn how to build simple Python or no code models that track real world impact. Think of it as a crash course in building your own data dashboard designed to measure social return, environmental gains, or sustainable student engagement. So if you want to measure all this, you can highlight it and make it more um, uh, exact and successful by using AI. No jargon, no fluff, just seek results. So this is so far about AI in terms of emotional intelligence in itself. So let's build systems where machine intelligence multiplies human values, not just performance metrics. This is why I call you again to join this movement, learn, lead, and transform. So they are three in one intelligence action at a time. Now, I need to move to the sustainability tip. So, if we'd like to build our creative space, which is my advice today, we'll need to think about modular mastery, rotating IQ, EQ, and I for thought or thoughtful leadership. In a world of endless noise, attention is currency and wisdom is gold, as we know. So that's why I've designed a modular content system that delivers a high impact, high intelligence insights on rotation. Um, the thing is, you'll continue to be avant garde, you'll continue to update and brush up your skills and what you do. While IQ is the cognitive mastery and critical thinking, and emotional intelligence is emotional wisdom. It's a wisdom on how to use and relational intelligence. AI is the artificial insight as multiplier. It gives you this rotation, not random. It engineers um, to train your mind, deepen your ideas, and expand your reach with smart. Okay. Um, so we have spoken about uh, the idea of AI in um, emotional intelligence. So, if we consider now powering up through partnership and events, we think in terms of strategic collaborations. And this is one of the SDGs, United Nations and SDGs, powering up through partnership and events. So we won't be doing the work as we used to do it, but we'll go to partnerships and we'll use an interdisciplinary approach to co-host, deep dive these green innovations. Um, so if we want to discuss responsible AI in leadership, it amplifies the decision making. It gives exact data, for example, it gives more readings of emotions and picking up on emotional words in a report or anything. And you can build on those to know where to guide your team to. So if we have SDG focused NGOs involvement in your work, just for an example, or female voices in sustainability and leadership, real world impact projects will change and will be really important in our environment. So if we have also conferences, we can use, for example, hybrid style, like mixed live panels with virtual breakouts. And this is what I want to lead to as eco leadership, where AI literacy with camps can make your time intensive and your material elaborate and clear. So the idea and the quote I want to conclude today with is: tomorrow's pioneers will weave cognitive rigor, emotional wisdom, and artificial insight into the seamless tapestry of mind, heart, and body. Each strand indispensable, each strand indivisible in crafting sustainable strategies for life, leadership, and human metamorphosis or thriving. So these are my concluding words today. Thank you for listening to me. Subscribe to my channel and let's transform.